200 for lunch. Last night I fucked on a cunt. 24 shows in a month. Looked at that time, it was crunch. Ice, diamonds is crushed. Louis V, but my t-shirt is tucked. Yeah, cold as a slush.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to A Trillion Perspectives, episode number 3 already, man. We moving fast right here.
Yes, sir.
I got my boy CGC.EP, Elijah Porter, credit guru, young man killing the game right now. How you feeling today?
Man, I'm good, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. Just, I had to bring you on the podcast just to get some backstory on me and EP. A lot of people don't know me and EP. We had a class together back when we was in high school. And even since then, we was never really like clicked up like that. But EP had some good vibes in there, you know what I'm saying? It was just a person. We were just in there like, make sure you put the mic close to your mouth. All right. But man, me and EP was in there, just good vibes. And EP's always been a good dude. You know, one thing I like about EP is his character. Ever since we clicked up, we hang out more, even with Devon. EP, he sticks to himself, and EP stick to his morals. So there's a lot of time EP's not into that drinking and all that. And that's when I apply to EP. Like, EP gonna stick to his boundaries, and one thing EP gonna do, when he say he gonna do something, he gonna do it.
For sure.
So, man, I need a little backstory of you. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people know you started your credit repair business.
Right.
How's that going?
It's going great, man. I definitely love it so far, and I'm glad I can help people out. Because people come to me, tell me they, want to buy a house, buy a car, and I've been able to,
help.
Yeah, I've been able to help people with that.
That's crazy.
And then everybody be like, well, some of my clients be like, they got kids, bro.
Kids.
So I'm really like, really affecting their life in a positive way. So for me, it's really about the impact. The impact of what really I can help people out and everything like that. Whether that's get a car, get a house, getting some business funding. I'm definitely glad I'm able to help. And as far as doing everything, credit is the first step. So I'm definitely glad I can help out in that aspect.
How has credit changed your life? EP, you know what I need you to do? I need you to tell that story when you and your girl went out the country, and how you know what I'm saying, that will change a lot of people's lives, and I feel like we really need to hear that on the podcast.
All right, so when was this? Backtrack, March 2022, so almost a year ago.
You was in college?
I was in college.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what they say about college students.
Okay.
We be down bad and broke for real. So
what college you went to?
Yeah, I went to Illinois State University.
Okay.
So I graduated from there with a business degree and everything like that. But
like excellence right there.
But yeah, going back to the vacation, it went downhill. Let's just
we need to know some more details. Where was y'all going? I mean, talk about your financial situation, where you was at in life right then. You know what I'm saying? Like, where was your girl at? You know what I'm saying? Was you well off? Did you have some cash? Like, man, what really happened to, like, I feel like that really sparked your credit journey.
Yeah, we ain't had no cash. We ain't had no money. Us as, boyfriends and men, we always try to make our girl happy.
You trying to make her happy?
I'm trying to make her happy. Like, I bet. She want to go out of town. That's around our birthdays too, in March. Okay. So I'm like, okay, let me take her out of town. Even though I don't got
Shout out to Miss Porter. Shout out to First Lady.
Even though I don't got, at the time, I ain't had that much money. So I'm like, okay, we go to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
We go to Puerto Rico, and my girl, she I'm thankful for this.
Yeah.
Cause she a clean freak.
Okay.
She really clean and everything like that. So every time we go somewhere, she check everything. She be checking the bed, cause I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like,
we do.
Right.
Like,
I'm
we
clean.
We could thug something out.
Right.
You know
I'm clean, but I ain't gonna check every detail.
Yeah.
You feel me? But yeah, that happened. She was checking everything, and then she had seen some little like ants or something, bro. Like we was in Puerto Rico. She had seen a little.
Was y'all in a hotel? Airbnb?
We was in an Airbnb.
Airbnb. Okay.
She had seen some little ants, and I couldn't even see them at first because they was real small. So she got her flashlight and got the pointed over them and everything like that. I'm like, okay, I see it, but I'm like, all right, let's just get out.
If you like, let's talk it out.
I'm trying to go to the beach. Let's get out. Let's just worry about it later. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get out, enjoy. We in Puerto Rico. We had to have a good time.
Good time.
So, we go out and everything like that. We go to the beach, everything, but we come back to the crib. They still there. They still there. And basically what ended up happening was we had to basically get up out of there because we couldn't sleep in that.
Yeah,
So-
your girl was uncomfortable. You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying? Like, it's
exactly.
supposed to be
We
a
had
good
to get
time
up-
on a
we-
vacation,
yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure.
that's completely understood.
We had to get up out of there, bro. And long story short, the Airbnb lady, she had to cancel the trip and everything like that. So she canceled the Airbnb, so we had to get out.
Yeah.
We had to get out. And keep in mind, we ain't had no bread, no
So,
bread
look,
like that.
Did you have any credit cards at that point in time?
I had one credit card. I had a Capital One.
What was your limit on it?
What is it, like $500?
500. Oh my God. So did you have any like leftover funds? You could just go to the credit card real quick, or like
I believe
was you maxed out?
I was maxed out.
Maxed out at $500. See,
Maxed
like,
out at 500.
you know what I'm
bro.
saying? Like, man. So did you have some bread to be able to like maneuver out there?
I had a little bit left, bro.
Mm.
A little bit.
You was down
maneuver.
to like the roots.
I was down to the roots. I was down bad, bro. I had a little bit to maneuver, but thankfully, you know, her mom and everything, she came through clutch as well too.
Yeah.
So, you know, I gathered up a little bit of the funds I had, her mom, everything like that. But it was a point in time at the Puerto Rico trip where we was homeless.
Homeless.
We was homeless. We was homeless in Puerto Rico, bro. Like literally nowhere to stay. Like we didn't even know where we was gonna stay that night. It was crazy.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You know, I applaud you for that, because a lot of dudes is too prideful to even ask their girl mama for some money knowing you ain't have it. You know what I'm saying? Or just even a situation like, man, you know, a lot of times, you know, not to generalize, but you know, women, you know, they be stressed out. They take everything. Like, as a man, our job is to try to, you know, calm things down and try to handle the situation. But
Right.
you know, in the back pocket, like, man, I ain't got no funds.
Yeah. I just knew. I was like, this trip got to go perfect. It can't be nothing. We got an itinerary, everything. Like it got to go perfect. It can't be nothing, no bad stuff going on. But that happened, and
So what ended up happening? Like, how did y'all, you know, find another place?
So we grabbed a little bit of our funds and everything, put it together, and we got a hotel for the night. So we had got a hotel for the night and everything like that, and we was just gonna figure out like the next morning.
Okay.
So,
But it's still no long time. How many more days did you have left on the
I
trip?
think about like 2 or 3. So this
Two
is
nights in
yes,
Puerto Rico. You homeless.
yes. This is
Man.
this is beginning of the trip, bro. Everything happened like that and everything. So we ended up getting a hotel for the night. So we was cool for the night. We like, I bet we got somewhere to stay. And for y'all to know, Puerto Rico, it got some bad parts to it, bro.
So it's like one of those tour zone things.
Yeah.
Like when you outside. So
Yeah, it got some bad parts to it. So we almost in the hood. We in the Puerto Rico.
the hotel in the hood.
No, not the hotel, but
Okay.
like with the area we in, it's kind of like, you know, we in the hood.
So
Basically, bro.
What you seeing on the streets? Like what you seeing on the sidewalk? Like,
Man, what I tell you, we seen some
man, I don't remember, but I remember you saying, you know, y'all end up. Airbnb had a rule basically where you know, what was it, like you couldn't book another stay if that was your
Yeah.
first time or some situation. Y'all
Yeah.
had to like, man, y'all was stressing to get another place.
Yeah. So basically, my girl was stressed out the whole trip. So
Yeah.
I had, you know, I'm a calm individual, so I just keep it together. Like I'm calming her down and everything like that.
But
so,
that also affects you too, though, because when your girl be stressed out, man,
Yeah.
that stresses you out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like as a dude, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I understand. Like you have to keep your cool.
yeah, I got to keep my cool and everything like that. But Airbnb, they had this rule that if it's your first trip, you know how Airbnb you can book a full room.
Okay. Yeah.
If it's your first trip, and let's say you cancel, you can't go back and book a full room again. You got to get like a shared room technically.
Bro, what's the mindset behind that?
I don't know, but it took us. We talked to like 50 different Airbnb customer service people, and then the 50th person told us that because we were trying to book a full room.
Right,
'Cause
right,
that's what we
right,
want.
right,
We want
right,
a shared room, but it wasn't going through. So we had to keep calling, and then they told us, "Oh, we can't do that. We have to book a shared room." But it was kind of weird because the shared room was bigger than the first room we had, and it wasn't actually shared.
God gonna bless.
Right. So it would be way crazy if we had to share a room, bro. No.
Well, look, at this
crazy.
point, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all had stuff planned, and you know, the priority was trying to find somewhere to stay.
Right. Yeah, that was the main priority. Like at this point, the itinerary, we're not really worried about that.
Are
We just
y'all missing out on stuff y'all booked?
Yeah, I think, what did we book? If I remember, I think we booked like some zip line or something.
So
something
basically,
we
the
missed
excursions
out.
is getting wasted because y'all are homeless at this point.
Yeah, we got bigger problems.
Okay.
We ain't in, the city. We almost out the country,
Yeah.
basically. Even though it's still part of the country, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And we just, focused on trying to get somewhere to sleep for the night. But, tying this all back to credit and everything like that, I didn't have no credit that I could easily, leverage.
You couldn't maneuver.
I couldn't maneuver for real. So it was just way tougher and everything like that as far as, finances, everything.
Right.
And yeah, what they say about them college students, we was down bad for real.
Down
But I always try to make it happen though.
Yeah.
Cause especially, my girl birthday and everything like that.
Man,
I'm
bro.
trying to, I'm trying to
make it
show out.
happen,
You
right,
feel me?
know
I'm
what
trying to
saying?
show
You're
out.
trying to do right.
Yeah, for sure that.
And so y'all end up, probably found a place. Or you said y'all was seeing pigs and stuff on the You said y'all was driving the dudes had machetes and stuff like that, pigs in the front yard.
We was in the hood, bro. We was in the hood of Puerto Rico. Because after the hotel, that was only for one night. So we had to end up getting that share room.
Right.
And the share room was in the hood, bro. We was in the hood. We seeing pigs, chickens. We seeing the Puerto Rico gangs and everything. I'm trying to just tell my girl it's gonna be okay. We solid and everything like that.
Man.
But yeah, it was just different back then. I ain't had no space to, maneuver or anything like that. And then that was at the beginning of me fully learning about credit, bro. And
that sparked it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it didn't really. I mean, it was kind of the spark, but we can get into like the real what really sparked it.
No.
Because the trip was like a a little thing, but
A little
what
intro
really,
to that.
right?
You know
A
what I'm
little
saying?
intro, but what really sparked it was college. College is what really sparked it.
Let's hear it.
I just graduated in 2022, May 2022.
Congratulations.
Appreciate that. From Illinois State University. My parents really wanted me to go. That's why I went.
Right.
But I went there for business and everything like that. Long story short, I went there 4 years. They didn't teach me nothing about business, bro.
Nothing?
Nothing about business. So I went through freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and first semester senior year, right? And then second semester senior year, I already knew I was going to graduate,
Right.
but I was getting so frustrated because I'm an individual that likes learning.
Yeah.
I like learning. So I'm like, I need to learn something of value because what they was teaching us, I'm never going to use that ever again in life, bro.
Did you feel complacent?
Yeah, I feel like I wasn't growing.
You was locked in a box.
I was locked in a box because I'm like, bro, this can't be it. I felt like I was the only one that was thinking different. I'm like, bro, this can't be it. I'm like, bro, how are people getting rich? That's what I want to know.
Let me ask you this. What's your perspective on going to college? Podcast never true perspective. We got to hear your perspective on college. As somebody who went to the degree, I dropped out after one semester. I feel like it was the best thing I could have did for me.
For sure.
I never would knock somebody for going to college because that's what you feel is best for you. But I feel like at this point, the theory or the idea that you have to go to college to be successful, that's over with.
Yeah.
And I feel like as the black community, our parents push us so much because they never went to college or,
right.
you know what I'm saying? My mom, she graduated a master's degree, shout out mama. But even then, my mom, bro, I think the biggest thing was for me when I dropped out, bro, I think a lot of times we don't take that leap of faith and believe in ourselves because our parents or all our teachers programmed to us is like, if you don't go to college, you're not going to be successful.
Right.
And so what really I had to do, bro, I broke down one day to my mom, like, man, my mom, she was forcing me to go to college. She was like, at least try, you know what I'm saying? Like, the biggest thing for me for college was I didn't want no student loan debt.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom, bro, all blessings to her, bro. My mom does well for herself, 6 figures, you know what I'm saying? Black woman in corporate America,
For sure.
Works for Walgreens Corporation. But the biggest thing for me was like, man, I see how good my mom does, but my mom didn't pay her student loans up till she was 40-something.
Yeah, that's
It's like, man, you only live so long, but it's like paying that student loan debt for so long, it just, you know what I'm saying? Just like, that makes me just feel like, man, why?
Yeah, it's from my perspective, I think an individual come out of high school that doesn't know what they want to do,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's best to just start working so you can build up some type of capital and then build your credit at the same time. That's the best thing to do. Unless you want to be like a doctor, a lawyer.
Go to school.
Right. Go to school. But if you're going to school for sociology
Or marketing, like, bro,
or something like that, it's not worth it. Especially because you're gonna come out of college at least 60,000, 80,000
in debt,
in student loan debt. You're gonna get a job, maybe
40,000.
get a job that's
30,000.
paying you 35,000 a year before taxes. After taxes hit, and all while you trying to start a family, and probably get married, gonna have some kids,
travel.
It's travel.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta start paying for health insurance, car insurance. If your parents aren't paying for that already, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that you gotta do just to have that student loan payment. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder what the percentage is of people that have a degree and then don't even working what that degree is.
Bro, people think you're gonna go to college and then graduate and then get a job in the field that you went to college in. It's not that easy.
Not how it works.
You got to think about it. How many colleges is it in the United States?
All right.
How many people are in your major? You got to think about that.
Hundreds of thousands.
Exactly. So what really is going to differentiate you from somebody else? Just looking to get an entry-level job.
All right.
How do you stand out? It's like literally impossible unless you have some type of experience already.
Yeah.
But so my perspective when it comes to college, if you're not going to be a doctor, lawyer, or anything like that, I don't necessarily think it's worth it because you're going to be in student loan debt for a minute. You see they trying to do the student loan
forgiveness.
debt.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
bruh, if college was really like that for real and really good for you, because you got to look at everything like an investment.
Right.
So basically what college is that you're investing into your education so you can make more money. That's basically why people go to college, right? Mm-hmm. If all of these people are complaining about the student loan debt, that should tell you something. That should tell you that they're not getting their return on investment. They're not. Everybody's complaining about student loan debt. You think if they got their return on investment that they would be complaining and they would be trying to forgive it?
Yeah.
No, that should tell you it right there.
But some people never pay it off.
Some people never, because they can't. The investment, you gotta look at everything like an investment.
Yeah.
That investment is, it's not the best investment.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if I was gonna pay $200,000, I would rather put on a house, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Travel the world for a year to, you know, go to these countries where the U.S. dollar is worth so much more. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
See the world while you're young. You know what I'm saying? If you have that significant other that's really a ride or die, you know, experience those with people, like trust from men, like quality people for real. And so, you know, I love the intro from you, but you know what I want to start with?
What?
Taking a leap of faith.
Yeah.
You knew credit was important to you because you've had an experience where, like, man, you was homeless and couldn't provide for your girl. You know, college, seeing those things. You know, you a broke college student. You eating baked beans. You eating sloppy joes.
I mean, them home run in pieces.
Home run in pieces in the microwave.
No, we put them in the oven.
Oh, y'all got an oven. Okay. Some people ain't got no oven. But let's talk about, you know, you get out of college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at that point, it's looking for a job. You know, I gave you a job, you know, offer, and then saying, like, I want you to go from there. You know what I'm saying? What was your mindset when you got that job? You know, a decent salary paying job. We both know we have that mindset. We want to work for ourselves.
Right.
That entrepreneur life. And you know what I'm saying?
Right. So basically what I was thinking, I'm like, okay, like I said, going back, we all know what they say about college students. Be broke. So as soon as I get out of college, I'm like, okay, I need to build me up some capital. But the thing is, I started learning about credit in March 2022.
Okay.
So I knew exactly what to do when I got out of college. So literally, my score jumped up significantly just because I knew exactly what to do. So
how important is that?
That's very important because that allowed me to leverage my credit score to get 10 plus credit cards. And people don't know the power of credit, so they're probably like, why do you need 10 plus credit cards? They're thinking surface level.
They don't know.
They don't know.
Let's say this.
But we gon' go into it.
How many credit cards do you have at this point? You say you got 10.
I got 10 plus.
What is your overall limit of all those cards? How many thousands?
it's at least 30,000-40,000 at least, because some, like, the Amex no preset spending limit, so it fluctuates, but it's at least about 30,000-40,000.
See, me and EP, what I'm saying, a lot of people, we're gonna put you on some game right here, y'all. So, EP, when I met him, I knew EP had that go in him. I knew he knew what credit would do. At that point, my mom, when it was time for me to get a credit card, you know what my mom told me?
What?
You don't need credit. That's what all our parents teach us. You don't need credit. But it's like, man, credit is a tool.
Yeah.
The problem is so many people that have credit don't use it wisely.
Exactly.
And so it hurts you.
Exactly.
So even my mom, I'm like, man, everybody, most people, you listen to your mother, your father, you know what I'm saying, listen to advice, and they tell you like, man, I applied for like 5 credit cards off the back. I remember when I couldn't get approved for a credit card, the first one. But now look at me now, like I'm over $60,000-$70,000 in credit.
Right.
Which is used wisely. Not, we don't splurge.
Right,
but
right. I'm going to show y'all how to use it.
We're going to show you. EP going to go into depth, you know what I'm saying? But, I got these credit cards, and I'm at EP. Referrals. People don't know about this.
Yeah.
So at the time, I had a girlfriend. We were traveling. It was her birthday. We going to Atlanta. I'm visiting out her in North Carolina, different things like that. And, you know what I'm saying, people used to always ask me, like, man, you traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm traveling for free. Or, you know what I'm saying, she needs some, I'm buying a bag, or, you know what I'm saying, something for her birthday.
Right.
I'm using credit points, you know what I'm saying? So intro offers, you know what I'm saying? EP had one credit card when you know what I did? Like, when I met EP, we talked more and more at work, you know what I'm saying? EP's always been a good guy, so I felt comfortable giving him that knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, man, I think I referred you to, like, almost every card I had.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep,
and so just off that generosity, EP's credit wasn't terrible. He had a fresh profile.
Right. It was thin. It was very thin.
It was so thin. And mine was, decently sized. I think I had a 5-card lineup at that time. I referred you. Man, free 30,000 points. free 30,000 for you.
Right.
Free 10,000 for you. Free $100. And so people don't understand the significance of referring your friends. Right. You're missing out on free money. These banks have incentives for you to invite other people.
Right.
So go ahead and just give an intro on, like, what you think, like, you know what I'm saying? Just, you were at the job.
Right.
Me and you were having conversations at work every day. Man. What was your mindset at that point?
At that point, I was working. We was working at, the job and everything like that.
Right.
But I knew I was going to get up out of there. Even when I first started, because I first started in May 2022, because that's when I graduated. So a week after I graduated, I started working. I'm like, I need to get this bread.
Man,
so
that grind. Some people take a whole year. I mean, you was on go.
Nah, I'm always on go. That's one thing about me. I'm always on go. So I'm like, I bet. Let me build up some capital and everything like that. But I always knew that I was going to work for myself, and because I'm like, I can't work for nobody else, especially for the next 40 years. That's over with. So I always knew I was going to work for myself, as far as being an entrepreneur, and everything like that.
You know something I remember from that though?
What?
Every day you talk, you gave yourself a timeline.
Yeah.
I think it's very important out there. You know what I'm saying? If you have that goal, set the goal.
Yeah.
EP was
definitely.
like, man, I give myself, what was it, 10 weeks? You said
it was something like that.
Something 3 months, so whatever it was. And it's like, you was there for a short period.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I respected that so much from you.
For sure.
And, that made me feel like, man, EP and Devon, you know what I'm saying, they don't understand what they did to me, like, even with my podcast, like, having them good friendships around you that make you see your friends that see it and make you want to go harder. Like, we used to have these conversations, like, I was never just out here just wanting to work, but it's like, man, you really don't put the focus into your goals until you're surrounded with good people. And it's like, man, this podcast means so much to me, because I remember those talks or those thoughts I was having in my head. Like, now we both got business, credit cards, LLCs, funding, and we used to talk about your credit repair at my podcast, and look where we at now.
Exactly.
Man, I love you, boy. Like, hey, that make me feel good, bro. That make me feel good.
For sure.
But go ahead, man. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Nah, for sure. And where was I? So I was basically
you working every day. You get
Right.
up every morning.
You get up every
What's the
morning.
thought in your head? Like, man, are you miserable?
Miserable. You getting up what? I'm getting up at 5:30.
We starting at 7.
Right.
You would deliver different from me. You had to be earlier than me.
Yeah, I had to be there 6:45 in the morning. I'm like, I'm like, this can't be it. This can't be. It was just a thing. It was just always something inside me that said like, this is not right. Like, I shouldn't be. Why am I getting up to build somebody else's dream? This is the best time to start my own
Right.
dream.
22, 23.
Right. You got to have dreams. Don't let the way we were taught and everything program you. You got to have your own dreams. Right. Money does not come from jobs.
Right.
Money comes from people. So if you realize that money comes from people, you would think about money differently. Imagine this. Imagine if we were taught from kindergarten or when we were 4 or 5, that money comes from people instead of working. But the thing is, they can't teach us that though, because we need workers. Right. Because
can't everybody be a business owner?
Exactly. So they don't teach you certain stuff in school because it's more profitable if you don't know this stuff.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Your perspective. Do you think it's racial? Why is the black community so behind the white community in so many different things?
Obviously, we were left behind and everything like that. But in today's world, it's no excuses.
No excuses.
It's no excuses. We have the internet.
Powerful.
The internet is a game changer. I always say YouTube University is free. And I learned way more than I did in college.
Off
on
YouTube.
YouTube University.
It's so many free material. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And you know what that makes me remind me of?
I watched $1 million worth of game, and Wallow,
Facts.
he did 20 years of jail.
Facts.
The Book of Life, and that man literally had a book. He would talk to different inmates that came into jail at different points of time. He didn't even know he came out before. He was in jail while Google came out,
Right.
and he still found a way to educate himself. So if
Right.
you're out in the free world and you working every day, and you on your phone, you watching pointless TikToks, you on Twitter
Right.
talking about this and that, man, you behind the ball.
Yeah. If you are strictly a consumer in today's society, you're gonna get left behind. You have to produce something. If you're not constantly learning every day, you're gonna get left behind. That's a lot of people's problem because they only think that you learn in school. They literally only think that you learn in school. No, you learn outside of school. For y'all to ain't making the money that y'all want to make. Let's say you at the job right now. You like, oh my God, I'm tired of this. You have to learn something. You have to learn something. And you have to provide it to the marketplace. That's how you build up more capital.
I think it starts with a dream though.
Yeah, you got to see it.
Because I asked, one thing about me is I value having deep and genuine conversations. I love deep talks. Even when I'm meeting new people,
Right.
and I ask you about what your goals is and everything. And one thing that drives me nuts, you ask somebody, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What you mean you don't know? But I'd be like, man, what's your goal in 5 years? I don't know. But you are at the club every weekend.
Right. Priorities.
You buying bottles at the section, but you can't even give a woman a 5-year plan or give a man a 5-year plan of what you want your life to be.
Right.
I'm saying, are you praying, what your spiritual life looks like? And so, man, if your goal is to work at McDonald's for the rest of life, that's okay.
Right.
But it's just if you want better for yourself, you got to have a plan. You got to have, okay, let me say this. Anytime you have a plan, it's going to be delays. So don't think it's going to be perfect.
Right.
Don't get discouraged.
Right.
Even with this, man, I saw my first podcast, and, I'm a perfectionist. And, I wanted it to be so good, and I feel
Right.
the material was good, but some of the production, you know what I'm saying? We're getting better on that, you know what I'm saying? Each
Right.
episode going to get better and better, but man, it's even times man, I'm a perfectionist. I want it to be
For sure.
the best. And so a lot of times people get discouraged.
For sure. But you know what you did though?
What?
You jumped out of the plane, right? You jumped out of the plane and you're building your parachute on the way down. That's what you're doing.
I like that. I like that.
That'd be a lot of people's problem.
Right.
They're waiting for the perfect time. It's never gonna be a perfect time.
Never.
Never. For example, me, as you know, I started my credit repair business, right? I started a credit repair business. The day I left the job, I didn't see any revenue from that company.
For how long?
Probably like another month.
But you understand at that point you had no income coming in.
Right. I had no income coming in. Right. I took the day that I left was the day not the exact day, but that was around the time I was taking free clients. That was time I was taking free clients.
Some free samples on some clients.
Right. Okay. Which you should do in every business.
Every business. You know what I'm saying? Get your experience for the freeway.
Right.
Don't mess up with somebody's money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even when you do get paid clients, there's gonna be mess ups.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that was very vital in your journey.
Right. Right. So I jumped and I'm building my parachute on the way down. Building your parachute is really just learning. That's what it is. So, for example, like you say you're perfectionist. You shot the first podcast. It didn't go exactly how you wanted it to, but guess what? Now you learned.
Right.
And now the next one is going to be even better.
Even better.
And then the next one after that going to be better. The next one after that going to be better. So it's like you got to implement, you got to execute. That's how you going to grow. Yeah. That's how you going to grow.
I love that. But
for sure.
I want you to finish working at the job every day, you know what I'm saying? Having that, man, you're dreadful. But I think a lot of times people have to say you got to go through some pain and you got to do things that you don't want to do to get where you want to be. And so even EP, like, man, I'm still working. And I applaud EP, like he took that leap of faith. Everybody's journey is different, you know. Right. There's no jealousy when we come to me and you know, it's genuine. Right. I call you all the time and just check in. Bro.
Right. Always.
Man, you gave yourself a timeline, and I remember you told me you was gonna quit a few weeks after then when you did quit. Yeah. And you literally just said, like, Friday's my last day. Yeah. You might even left that Thursday, so like, 'cause I'm even faster. But like, tell me, like, was it just something in your heart? Was God steering you in a way, like, just leave now?
Yeah. It's just something in me. Like, as far as I just understood that it's no better time than right now than for me to at least try. Right. You can always go back to a job. Right. You can always. You can always go back to a job.
Oh, you can't social.
Right. But you can't always build your. Well, I mean, you can always build your dream, but sometimes it's harder. Right. Others. Me, I have no kids, really no major bills right now. Why not go for it? That's how I'm thinking. Like, why am I wasting my time?
Why are you settling?
Why am I settling? Exactly. That's exactly what's going through my mind. So I already knew. I knew when I first got the job in May 2022 that I was going to be there for like maybe half a year. I already knew.
Less than that.
Right. It was less than that.
Less than that.
But I already knew. Right. One thing you got to do, I always say this, it's like my phrase, you got to see it before you seize it. You got to see it before you seize it.
That's powerful.
So it's like I already knew in my head, I'm like, okay, this is how I'm going to operate. I wrote it down. And
how important is it to write stuff down?
It's very important.
I feel like so many times our ideas get lost in our mind, but if you're not writing it down, everybody, if you're watching this podcast right now, this is what I want you to do. Go to the store at a Dollar Tree. Get you 2 notebooks. Right. $3, $2, whatever it is. Get you a pack of pens, whatever it is. Every idea, every business idea, everything you want your lifestyle. You want to be at the gym. You want your body looking a certain way. Write it down. Right. Our mind has so many ideas. You're doing 100 things at a time. Write stuff down. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that because I was that guy. Like, I've had so many different business ideas, which I'm going to get to. Right. But when I don't write stuff down, you know what I'm saying, the path gets misconstrued. Right. You get distracted because you don't have that clear vision you can work through every day. Like making a vision board, you know what I'm saying, doing those certain things that you can look at every day. You might not even look at it every day. You look at it once a week. Right. You're like, oh, I dreamed about that.
For sure.
I want that.
Exactly. And when you do this, literally, you're like literally training your mind. When you write stuff down, it's like you write it down in present tense too. You don't write it down in future tense. You write it down like you already have it. Right. So it can come into pass. I went to a conference
Yeah.
It was me and Devon went.
Devon Clark, the realtor.
My boy.
Shout out.
Me and Devon went. And the speaker up there, I forgot his name. I follow him on Instagram, but
Right.
I forgot his name. He said the mind is a very, very powerful thing. And he said, I want you all to close your eyes right now. Everybody close their eyes.
Mind closed.
He said, everybody in this room can visualize them being on the beach in Miami surrounded by palm trees.
Mm.
That's what he said. And as soon as he said it, guess what I did? I visualized it. That should tell you how powerful the mind is right there.
Right.
You can literally visualize anything you want. Anything. So with you writing this stuff down and really, taking it serious and talking it to yourself every day and reading it out loud and everything like that, you're automatically training your mind as if you already have it.
Man, this episode gonna be called Credit and Mindset, man. Credit and Mindset, man. EP, you talking right now.
For sure.
So, want to get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
You quit the job.
Yes.
Well, give me the timeline of that day. What went through your mind?
Man.
You went into the manager, you tell him, like, man, I respect you. You work the job. Like, this is not for me. How did that conversation go? What did the rest of the day look like for you?
Well, yeah, I basically just, I told him, I'm like, man, it was nice working with you all and everything like that. Because one thing I do want to say, though, is not nothing wrong with working a job.
Nothing.
The only thing that's wrong with it is if you're working it and you don't want to be there. If you work at your job and you love it, that's great.
Man, some people just like the 9 to 5.
Right.
So I don't want
Right,
everybody
exactly.
to think we're only saying you have to be an entrepreneur.
Right, you don't. Yeah.
Even my mom, like, her husband has a business, all this.
Yeah.
And one thing, my mom, she does not want to work a
Right.
business.
Right. Some people can't like me. Like, I wear all the hats in my business right now.
Right.
Well, except for I have an ads team
Yeah.
and everything like that. But I wear most of the hats. Some people can't do that.
Yeah, my mom likes to get up, work her 9 to 5. She can get home, she can watch her TV,
Right.
do whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If she likes that, she's happy with that. That's perfect.
Yeah.
The goal is just to be happy.
Happy.
That's it. But the problem is that if you don't want to be there, if you're dreading it like I was, that's where the problem lies. Because now you're doing something that you don't want to do. And then that's going to cause depression and everything like that. So there's nothing wrong with working a job, for sure. There's definitely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I told him I was going to quit and everything like that.
Are you scared at that point?
I'm not scared because I'm a bet on myself. But, you always still have those thoughts.
Anxious, nervous.
You got them thoughts like,
Yeah.
okay.
What if this don't work?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I need to go out there and get it, because now if I don't work, I don't get paid. If I don't work, I don't get paid. So literally that day, I remember I was leaving the office and I was talking to you and Devon.
Yeah.
I remember that. I just remember me walking out, and then I walked out the front doors, and then it was like a sigh of relief. But it was like I was anxious because I didn't know where my next check was gonna come from. I didn't know where the next
you're a grown man, and we're not in high school no more. Like,
right.
Mom and dad and I give him allowances at this point. Like, you're
Right.
a grown man. They
Yeah.
expect you to, go out and make something shake.
Exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? You left. What happened? Go ahead.
Left. I went to the crib.
Mm.
I went to the crib, and then what happened? I went to the crib. I remember I jumped into the shower.
Okay. My mom always tell me, man, the shower clear your mind, man.
Yeah, that's why I can
you ever
clear my
feeling
mind.
anxious, take you a hot shower. She be like, let the steam get to you. Like,
For
man, the
sure.
steam do not help. I be so mad, but she's like, let the steam get to you.
For sure. But yeah, I remember I just hopped in the shower. I was in there for like 30 minutes, bro. I was in there for like 30 minutes. I'm just like, I bet.
You singing?
Nah, I'm singing the last thing on my mind at this point.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, this day, God really guided me this day, bro.
Change your life.
God really guided me this day, because when I got out the shower, the first free client that I took was calling me.
Okay. What are you thinking at this point?
I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe he just.
You thought you messed up?
I didn't necessarily think I messed up, because I knew what I was doing.
Right.
But I'm just thinking he was calling me maybe to ask me like some tips or something
Some
like
questions.
that. Right, a question, everything like that. I'm talking about like as soon as I'm peeling the curtain back, my
Yeah.
phone is right there and it's ringing, and I answer the phone, and he's screaming. He like, bro, you saving my life. I got kids, bro. He's screaming. I'm like, bro, hold on, bro. Like, what happened? He says his credit score jumped up 130 points.
Oh my gosh.
And this was within 2 weeks of me working with him.
Mm.
I sent out his first round of letters like 2 weeks prior. He called me and said that. This is literally the day I left.
Mm-hmm.
This is a few hours after I left the job.
All right.
And that really gave me like a big confidence boost. I'm like, okay, I can do this. That's really what I told myself. I'm like, I can do this.
That gave you that reassurance.
Right.
Like,
It gave me that reassurance.
like God know at that point you needed something like just get you over the hump. You got to the
Right.
hump.
right.
Through God, he got you to the hump.
Right.
And really, he was betting on you if you're going to take that leap.
Right.
You took the leap. Man, the same day you quit.
Same day.
Man, my boy was butt naked in the towel, man. He was so happy, man.
St. Louis, same day. It was really God. Same day.
Right.
Same day. And then from there, it's just been uphill.
So when did you start taking like paid clients? So you had your free clients, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How many free clients did you take?
Like 5, 6,
5, 6.
maybe
Okay.
around there somewhere, 7 maybe in that area.
And so I think it's very important that you did it because people in the audience also know when your friends or people that you admire, when they're taking these business, I think it's important for you to get out there and trust them early.
Right.
Because
Right.
man, those 6 people that got those free clients, they
Right.
got blessed.
Right. Exactly.
You were still gonna get if you paid, but it's like, man, you don't have to
Right.
pay nothing. They trusted you, so I think it's
Exactly.
okay. You should vet everyone. Don't just trust everyone with your
Right,
information. But man, if you feel like this is a valid person, man, trust them.
Yeah. And
Pray
then,
on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man,
Yeah.
you went up 110 points.
30.
130.
130.
My correction.
130. Yeah, I feel like that's important in any business.
Right.
Any business, I feel like you should start, especially a business where you have a product product service. Start off 5 people free. Offer it 5 people free because you need to know how humans work.
Yeah.
Humans, they're not going to give you any money if they don't see anything,
Yeah.
right? They're just not. Like, they wouldn't even give you $5.
Right.
If they don't see anything. So when you work on 5 free people first or 5 free clients first, you're building up your value, right? It's all about value. How valuable are you?
Yeah.
You're building a value.
That's how you increase your price
Exactly.
because you got to establish that value.
Exactly.
And so what I'm gonna say now, any company that sees the trading perspectives, we're looking for sponsors.
For sure.
We're building our value right now.
Right. You
So,
build the value.
You know what I'm saying? We're giving the game. You know what I'm saying? I want to be that $1 million worth of game. I just wanted a trillion perspectives was so important to me because I feel like it's 8 billion people in the world, and I feel like so many times we disagree with people for just having a different opinion.
Right.
Or it's many ways to do different things. So I feel like there's so many different perspectives on ideas and different
Right.
things like that. So a trillion perspectives was just it fell on my lap, and I feel like so many times you have those business ideas. Like, man, what do you want to name a business? I feel
Right.
like that's a hard thing because if your name's not right, your fame's not right.
That's true. But at the same time, you make the name.
Yeah.
You make the name.
Okay.
Because when Nike was starting out,
What's Nike?
what is that? You gotta think about it. Like, what is Nike?
Nike.
Nike. Don't even think about the brand right now. It's so big, but like, don't even think about
Think
it.
about the name.
Would you start a business named Nike?
I like
You
that
like-
perspective.
You like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah.
But guess what? The brand made the name. So you focus on the name, make sure it's good and everything, but
Yeah.
just know you make it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You make the name by your value. That's literally how it is. So focus on getting your value up. That's what I was. Too many people, they go into business, they looking like, or they thinking like, I need to make $10,000 this month, or I need to make the most money I can this month, right? They're thinking about the output, right? The input is what you need to focus on. The input is the value.
Explain it more. What do people? Because a lot of people that went over a lot of people's heads right there. What do you mean by the input?
The input, the work you're putting in to achieve the 10,000 a month.
See, let me ask you this: you have paid clients now,
right?
Man, it's sometimes I call you, you don't pick up. You know what I'm saying? I understand. My boy's grinding.
Yeah.
People don't understand the work you put in every day. Like,
yeah.
How do you even explain, like, you know what I'm saying, to your girl? She might want to be on the phone or just like, man, you doing everything by yourself right now. You gotta take these clients.
Yeah.
You know, so you sending their paperwork, you checking in, you checking their scores. Man, that's you putting that work in.
Yeah. Every day. The only day I don't take consultation calls is Sunday.
Are you still working on Sunday?
Right. I'm still working on Sunday because I'm not taking consultation calls, I still have existing clients already. So if I have to send out their file or, generate some more letters, I got to do that. Right.
So it never stops.
It never stops.
Okay.
And I don't want it to stop because that's just the type of person I am. I just like working.
I just want people to know that, like, success, if you want to be successful.
Yeah.
Like, you know what Drake said, I just want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be successful, that doesn't stop. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's not that's not a 8 to 5. So if you want your success to be an 8 to 5, just work a regular job.
Right. I don't clock in and clock out. It's 24/7.
Once you buzz in, you're buzzed in forever.
I'm buzzed in for life now. Ain't no clocking out.
Yeah.
A client can be calling me at 4 a.m. Guess what I'm gonna do?
You gonna handle that business?
I'm gonna handle it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Obviously, the goal is to, build it and then eventually automate it.
Yeah. You don't have to be there, but
right.
Sometimes that takes 20,
right,
30. You could even you could build this up just to get bought out.
Right.
Get a $30 million check and you just
right.
You buy you a little island. You know what I'm saying? Take your girl out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the beginning stages, you have to grind it out.
Grind.
So it's important to really love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because if you don't love what you're doing, it's just not gonna be right. The thing is, like, I love what I'm doing, so it's
even me, like,
right, exactly.
Like, I feel like I always got that mindset. Like, so many times, like, when I meet new people, like, I'm just a natural conversationalist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
right.
I can make you bring it out of you.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? What was the support with your parents? Like, man, a lot of people don't have that support behind their parents. Like, when you tell your mom or your dad, like, you know what I'm saying? Your mom and your dad, they together, right?
Yeah.
So I think that, you have that established relationship and, like, you know what I'm saying? What was that conversation like where I don't want to work this job? You just went to college for 4 years.
Right.
Was they supportive? Was they questioning you?
Yeah. So, going back to March 2022. It all started in March 2022. My mother, right, my mom, shout out my mom.
Shout out Mama Duke.
She was the one that told me, she brought up credit to me. She was like, because she was watching something. And she was like, this girl, she started her own credit repair business and she was selling digital products and everything like that. And she's going crazy. That's basically what she said. I'm like, credit? I'm like, let me look more into this stuff. What you mean, credit?
That sparked your interest.
That sparked the interest.
And shout out Mama Dukes.
That sparked the interest.
She started the greatness.
Yeah, she started the greatness and everything like that. But yeah, that was a major key in like where I'm at today, because she told me about it. But she knows, cause she always knew I wanted to be like a businessman. I went to school for business. I was expecting for them to teach me how to be a businessman. No, but she kind of sparked that and everything like that. And then that's when I was started doing more research and everything like that. But my parents, they are very supportive, especially that they see I'm taking in a lot of clients now. So
did that turn them up? Like, okay, a lot of time parents might, okay, follow your dreams, but like, do they really believe you're gonna follow your dreams? So like, when they seen you start getting paid clients, was it like, did you feel like it was a level of appreciating they got turned up? Was it just always there?
It was more so always there.
Yeah.
They very supportive of their children and everything like that. So I'm definitely appreciative of that. But they know I got that heart though.
Yeah.
They know that I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So they're not really surprised about like, you know, clients I got and, you know, the results that I'm getting and everything like that. But off rip, yeah, they were very supportive. Actually, going back to the day I quit when I got that call out of the shower.
Right.
This is actually what happened. He called me screaming. I was in the towel, bro.
Yeah,
I was in the towel for real. But my parents was downstairs. So while he was screaming, I grabbed the phone and I rushed downstairs. So they like, what are you doing? Like, 'cause I was in the towel.
That boy in the towel.
And I was like, hey, bro, like, say that again. Like, what did I do for you? I put him on speaker. And then that's when he like told my parents and everything like that. And then my mom was just like, wow, like,
It's
man, that's
history.
amazing.
It was
And my
history.
dad was like, you know, good job and everything like that. So they see like what I'm doing and everything like that.
How important was that support from them to you?
Very, very important. It definitely is very important. One thing I will say though, because I don't want somebody to think that they need that.
You don't need it. Like, if your parents don't support you and this is your dream,
Right,
respectfully, you gotta just
right.
you have to treat your parents like they are your haters, and you gotta grind,
Right.
and you gotta just, you know what I'm saying, just almost get the fact like, man, that should make you want to grind harder. Like,
Right,
man,
right.
like this, my mama don't even believe in me. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? So,
Right. So it's like I'm definitely appreciative of that. But let's say if they weren't appreciative,
you still
nothing
gonna
would have
make it happen.
changed.
Nothing would have changed.
You got to be mentally strong.
Mm.
You have to know it. God gave you the vision.
He gave you the ability. He gave
Right.
you the special powers. He gave you the mindset.
He didn't give it to anybody else.
Right.
So you shouldn't expect them to see it. Like don't take advice from nobody that you wouldn't switch bank accounts with.
Ooh.
That's just how that's how I look at it. I'm not taking advice from nobody I wouldn't switch bank accounts with. I frankly don't care about your opinion. If you say, "Oh, that's not gonna work," why isn't it gonna work?
Yeah.
That's how I look at things. Instead of them saying, "Oh, that's not gonna work," and it'd be like, "Man, you right. That's not gonna work." You shouldn't think like that because you steady passing over opportunities.
Yeah.
So don't listen to nobody that you wouldn't switch bank accounts with, aka like a mentor, a teacher of
Yeah.
the right information, somebody that's coming back from where you want to go.
Yeah. But let me also say this. Don't look at everybody bank account. You never know what somebody's doing on the back end to get that money.
That's true.
And not all money is good money.
Right.
Don't
Definitely switch somebody. You know, don't listen to somebody.
talking about get the free 10K and all
Right.
that.
Not that way. Not that way.
Put that down.
I'm talking. I'm talking about the legal
legal way.
as far as
So,
business. And
let's
everything
clarify,
Like that.
you know what I'm
clarify that.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Some of these-
no scamming.
no scamming. No scamming.
No scamming.
But I really want to focus this point, you know what I'm saying? I want to transition to I want to be the spokesperson for the people that are looking like, man, what's my next step?
Right.
You about that 16, 17, 18, you about to get into the world, no longer in high school. I want to give them a playbook on how to start their credit and the importance behind it.
Right.
So credit to me, I'm going to speak on what credit means to me is trustworthiness.
Right.
So many times, I feel like your first 18 years of really being in high school, you're just developing how to trust different relationships. You lose friends. Not everybody you start at high school or middle school with are your friends you graduated with.
Right.
You know, you may have gone through different things, and you do need to forgive people. I went
Right.
to church this morning. That was a message. You do need to forgive, but
Right.
it's important that you, you know what I'm saying, trustworthiness is what the banks
Right.
use credit for.
Exactly.
The higher the score does not mean that you are trustworthy.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Everybody wants the number. They want the tangible.
Right.
They don't want the profile.
Right.
And so a lot of times we look at people out, even in the world, like, man, we think this person's so great or they're a great person, but you don't know what's on the back end.
Exactly.
They beating on their wife. They not praying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they gambling. They scamming. And it's like, you think their life's so great, you want that life, but you don't understand what built you. That character is what your credit profile is. So you have to build it the right way. It's important that you do.
Right.
And so I'm going to give my journey first, and I want EP too. You know what I'm saying? I'm very knowledgeable in the credit industry too.
Facts.
EP does credit repair. So anybody, wants me to fix their credit, you already know I'm throwing lobs to my boy. But
For sure.
I always tell people, credit is more important than having money.
Facts.
The U.S. dollar goes down every day, goes up, it fluctuates, even with inflation. You know what I'm saying? What the dollar is worth now is not going to be worth the same in 3 years from now.
Exactly.
But if you have credit, no matter what the dollar is worth, you have an excess amount of funds available to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, even with me, your parents might discourage you not to get. You need to get credit to buy a house. You know what I'm saying? As a black, you know what I'm saying? I'm very blessed, and I feel like I don't want this to go misconstrued, but as a black community, we don't have that wealth that gets passed down through white families, trust funds, and investment properties, and different things like that. So credit is very vital for us to be able to shorten that gap between African Americans and my white people.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my white friends out there. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What you need to do
To build a credit
to build the credit.
from scratch.
Day one.
Okay. What I would do now is that I would establish some type of credit builders. So you got accounts like
What are credit builders?
credit builders are just accounts that really don't pull your credit, so they're not going to give you a hard inquiry, which is good.
It's a hard inquiry.
A hard inquiry is when somebody checks your credit, aka like Capital One, Amex, Discover, Bank of America, where you allow them to pull your credit, and that dings your score about 3 to 5 points.
So just think of it as you're a young person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when your parents go and check your Edline or your Infinite Campus, check your grades online.
Right.
Every time a bank does that, 9 times out of 10 is a hard inquiry. There's
Right.
also soft inquiries where they can pull your credit and it doesn't hurt your credit, but a hard
Right.
inquiry hurts your credit.
Yeah, it hurts your credit score.
But in hard inquiries, just like with success, they're inevitable. You
Right.
have to get a hard inquiry.
You have to.
So- The way the credit game is so messed up, to get a credit card, to get a loan, it's a hard inquiry.
Right.
So don't think that you're going to always avoid hard inquiries.
Right, for sure. I can give them little hacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So how you can
We can get them removed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But baby steps. They're not ready for all that.
For sure. But yeah, establish some type of credit builder. You can look at Self-Lender. That's a good one. Credit Strong. That's another good one. It's like Self-Lender. Basically, you're paying yourself to build credit. So you're saving money and building credit at the same time. So when you pay on it, the money goes into like a account, and then you get it back at the end of your term, but it reports to your credit. So
Free game.
right. So Self-Lender, that's a good one. Credit Strong. You can get a card called the Tomo card. I really like that card. I got that card myself just to build out my credit profile. Let me see what
So
else.
let me ask you some questions I want you to answer.
Mhm.
Is it good to have only one card?
No.
Why not?
Um,
I think it's easier for people to be responsible. I think that's a general answer.
mhm.
Obviously, man, you know this, but why is it bad to have only 1, 2, 3 cards?
Because then you have a thin profile. So I want you to throw credit score out the window. Like, don't even think about your credit score. You need to focus on your credit profile, because when you focus on your credit profile, the score is gonna come right behind it, right? So
So
need to
you're putting the work in with the profile,
right,
and the score.
the score is gonna be where it's at. Where it's gonna be where it needs to be once you focus on the profile,
Okay.
right? So because the profile makes the score,
Right.
So focus on your profile. That's how you want to think about credit. Don't worry about credit score. Focus on the profile.
So let me ask you this.
Mhm.
First credit card.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this credit card. The Drake concert coming up. Should I, is it okay for me to just spend whatever on it?
No,
Why not? The money's available to me.
it's available to you, but you want to keep that score. you want to keep the utilization low. on
What's
the cards.
utilization?
Utilization is basically what you're using.
The usage.
The usage. So, for example, if you had $1,000 credit card limit and you spent $100, and then that reports that's 10% usage.
10%.
Right. So you want to keep a low usage. You can spend more than we really want to keep our credit cards around highest about 20%.
20.
Highest about 20% of utilization.
And
But
that's
the
really
thing
if you're
is-
making a move.
Right. So what you want to do is you need to figure out what your statement date is. Right.
What's a statement date?
The statement date is when it reports to the credit reporting agencies.
Okay.
So you have most people only know what their due date is.
They know when the money's due.
Right.
But they don't really know
Right.
when the credit bureaus are really looking at like, how much did you spend this month?
Right. So the due date and the statement date. The due date is just when the minimum payment is due, and then the statement date is when they take a snapshot of your credit and basically report it to the CRAs, the credit reporting agencies. Right. So the statement date usually falls a couple days after the due date. So you want to make sure at the time of your statement date that your card is at 10% utilization. I say anywhere between 2 to 10%. That's what's going to maximize your score. So you can go to that Drake concert, right?
But had the money to pay it down.
Had the money to pay it down
Right.
before your statement date, because then it only reports once a month.
Yeah.
So them other 25, 26, 27 days, they don't know what's going on with your account.
Why? They don't
until that
look at
statement
every transaction I use?
date. Nope.
What do they look at?
They're looking at the statement date.
Oh, so they don't care about how many times you swipe the card. You can swipe it 1,000 times,
Just swipe.
but they just want to know how much money you have left over to owe them when that statement date comes.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Right. When that
Okay.
statement date.
Okay.
Statement date is the most important date.
So you can
when
use
comes
it
to
every
credit
day,
cards.
max
Yeah.
it out every day,
Yeah.
pay it off.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you got that money down by that statement date, you
Mhm.
Gucci.
You Gucci.
Man.
You Gucci. So figure out when your statement date is. You can definitely go to that Drake concert and tee up.
Yeah. So let me. I just want to give a little story real quick.
For sure.
What made me get into credit? I was always a young kid. You know what I'm saying? I was always looking at business. I was looking at credit stuff in high school. Not a lot of people doing that. But
Right.
what happened was my mom bought me my first car.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Mitsubishi Galant 2003.
Mm.
Man, I love that great thing. You know what I'm saying? It was paid off. I was only paying insurance. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you want that nice car and you see other people driving the Benzes to high school, you know.
Right.
But when you get older, paid off, something better than a car note. Let me tell you that.
Right.
But so if your mom bought you that hoopty and you might got some problems, but it's paid off, thank her. Go give her a kiss on the cheek. So, you know, I was driving home one day, ended up getting into a car accident.
Mm.
Car totaled. So I'm in high school, I'm about 17. You know, I'm sick. You know what I'm saying?
Sick.
You got that ride, you know what I'm saying? You can't maneuver how you want to. You gotta ask to borrow OG car. And so I knew what a AU is.
Right.
AP, give them what a AU is real quick.
AU is when it's called an authorized user.
What does that mean?
So it's essentially when you piggyback off somebody else's credit card.
Okay.
That's what an AU
You can
is.
do also not just credit cards, but auto loans.
Right.
Basically a cosign.
Right.
So it was around the time of my 18th birthday. You know, me and mom's, she was surprising me. She was giving me another car. Not buying me a car, but she was going to use her credit to get me into the loan for me to make the payments.
Right.
We went to CarMax a few times. You know what I'm saying? I ended up finding this, you know, Nissan Altima.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was time to do the paperwork, she wouldn't co-sign for me.
Mm.
She was getting me the car, but only in her name.
Mm-hmm.
And so the people don't understand the significance of co-signing is because co-signing can be good and bad. Co-signing is basically somebody you can piggyback or hop on somebody else's credit
Right.
and gain the benefits of that item being paid off. Either it's an auto loan, personal loan, credit card.
Right.
Basically, she wouldn't even co-sign for me because that's one thing my mom taught me. Don't co-sign for nobody. And so I was so sick. I was resentful. I was angry. I was mad. You know what I'm saying? She was still blessing me. Like, she didn't have to do that at all. But it's like she wouldn't co-sign for me.
Right.
That made me get on go.
Right.
It was almost like, man, you ain't wanna do that for me. I bet. Watch this.
Right.
Now I'm 21, about to be 22. I got a 770 credit score.
That's beautiful.
About 6-7 lines on the profile, personal loan, credit cards, business credit now.
Mm-hmm.
3 cars on the business line, LLC.
Facts.
About 20 some thousand in the business fund. We building that up right now. You know what I'm saying? It's stepping stones. But
Facts.
I remember when I was getting my first credit card, I was having different people ask me. I was applying, man. I remember I went to Capital One. They declined me. I was like, man, how do I get credit if I don't have no credit?
Right.
I went to go try to get a credit card, but like they want to see a certain score for you to get approved. But I ain't never had credit a day in my life.
Right.
So the game is so messed up. But to reiterate, you know what I'm saying, you got to get these credit builders.
Yeah, get credit builders first.
And that'll make it easier for you.
Right.
So you don't get those hard inquiries.
Right.
You know, hurt your score more. The worst thing you want to do is don't get a hard inquiry and then you don't get approved for that account, because then it sticks on your account for your credit profile for 2 years.
Right. Exactly.
Unless we go to EP to get them removed, but that's another story. But
Facts.
But she made me go harder. And so I paid that car off a year early, and I got no benefit from it. It still hurts me to this day.
To this day,
Mama, I love you. Mama, I love you.
Right.
But
you still solid on the credit profile.
I'm solid. I'm solid. But to have that pay auto loan on my credit would have been like icing on the cake. Because we talk about the profile.
The profile.
The score doesn't matter.
Right.
I know some people that got 700 credit score, but you got one credit card. Your limit $500.
Right.
Calm down, little mama.
Somebody with a 720 with a thin profile will get denied before somebody they got a
630 with 10, 15 accounts. Never miss a payment, but your utilization high.
Exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be successful, you want that house, you want that auto loan, because you're going to have to buy these things in life.
Right.
Even sometimes, like, people don't understand, when you want to get that lifestyle, you want to buy that Lambo and stuff like that, sometimes they don't let you pay that stuff cash.
Right.
When you have a lump sum of $400,000 or $500,000 and you can't show where that funding comes from or anything like that, they won't give you that car. You got to do it to your credit.
Right.
And so everybody wants a house. You want that dream house. You want this. Man, if you want that dream house, if you don't have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 to buy that house cash, what do you need?
Credit.
So how important is that?
It's very important. And even when you really know, even if you had the cash, you wouldn't buy the house cash.
They don't know.
You always finance.
So having to pay a house on your credit takes you to the next level. Having to pay a car, having to pay a credit card. So what you need to do is just start with getting a credit card.
Yeah.
And what I would tell you to do, get one, then get two. Once you know how to master one, then you master two.
Right.
Once you get two, and you know how to master that, then you go get three.
Right.
So what I say is get as many accounts as you have. But just because we tell you go get credit cards, don't mean you buying your girlfriend the Rick Owens, you getting her the red bottoms.
Yeah.
And so this is just to show the banks that how trustworthy you are.
Right.
We don't get credit cards. Me and EP got over 20 credit cards combined. We don't get these credit cards to show off. But, you know what I'm saying? We do for our ladies. You know what I'm saying? I no longer have a lady, but, you know what I'm saying? When I did, you know what I'm saying? I always made sure she was straight.
Right.
Even when she was in college, if she needed some funding, anything like that, or even when we go out, we take girls out now, you know what I'm saying? We put it on the credit cards.
Yeah, I don't use cash. I don't carry cash. I don't use cash.
EP, why don't we use cash or debit cards?
Because first off, we only use credit because it's safer, right? So, for example, if I use my debit card and, you know, somebody gets into it, hacker, something happens, you know what I mean? You're going to have to wait to get your money back. The bank got to do a full investigation. They got to do all type of stuff, even if you do get your money back.
Right.
Right.
Sometimes they don't.
Right. credit, I don't gotta worry about that.
Why?
It's other people's money. It's not my money. So if I call the bank saying I don't understand this transaction, they all right, bet, boom, fix it, boom, we solid,
We solid.
safer.
Talk about the benefits, the rewards,
The rewards.
points, cash back. How do me and you travel for free just for using our credit cards?
So all you do, just substitute your daily spending
Okay.
from a debit card to a credit card, and you automatically gonna start getting cash back rewards. Using your credit card is how you get everything for a discount, some type of discount,
even if it's a few cents.
even if it's a few cents. Guess what? It's gonna add up.
You're
over
saving
time.
money.
You're saving money.
So let me give you an example.
Right.
I'm starting my podcast. I shot the first episode. At this time when this comes out, it's already been out for a few weeks. But man, my MacBook I bought when I was in high school, it's a little slow.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an Apple credit card. I get 3% cash back.
Right.
So I use it for, every time I use Apple Pay, everybody uses Apple Pay nowadays. You go to the store, use Apple Pay. I got cash back saved up. Anytime you buy Apple products, I bought a $1,500 iMac.
Facts.
I got 3% back. They gave me $40, $50 just for buying it with my Apple card for free. I pay no interest on Apple products. So I'm paying the laptop off each month, building my credit. I'm paying $50 less, cheaper than everyone else because they gave me $50 in cash back.
Right.
And I already have cash back saved up on all my credit cards. So you know what I'm doing? Traveling.
Traveling.
AP, where did you just go with your girl?
Vegas.
How much did you pay?
It was very, very discounted.
So let's say you and your girl both total would have been $2,000 or $1,500.
Yeah. With just cash going to Vegas, 2 people, with the excursions and everything.
Yeah. How much?
That's gonna be probably at least $2,000.
$2,000.
Racks.
Okay, 2 racks.
2 racks.
That don't include you not gambling, but did you use points?
Yes, I use points.
What does points look like? So what people don't know what points is.
Right.
So cash back is certain credit cards you can get cash back, or some points you get points.
Right.
So I have a Chase card and an American Express.
Right.
I got 3 of them. EP, you got 4, 5?
Amexes?
Yeah.
6.
Ooh, that's a bad man right here. He's a bad man. But what we do is we use the points. So anytime these certain credit cards, they have categories. So if you're getting 3% back on gas or 5x points on going to the grocery store, you're already paying for gas already.
Right.
So why would you not get a benefit from using your credit card?
Right.
And so what we do is anything I'm already spending already, I just strategically have a card for everything I'm spending.
Right.
And so when I have, 5% back on Walmart and Target in the month of December, and I know I got to buy Christmas gifts, you was going to buy them anyway.
Right.
So why not? So over total right now, before I used to be that young guy, I was just, anytime I get some cash back, I would spend it getting something out the vending machine. Useless. Why was I doing that? I still beat myself about that. But now what I do is, out of all my credit cards and all the cash back, I'm at about $200-300 right now. After I've spent quite a bit,
Yeah.
I could be at like some grands. But now what I do is, when it's time for that trip or travel, because we're young, a flight only costs you $200-300. So if I'm getting it for free, just for buying everything that I was already gonna buy already, why not?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Right.
Why not get the benefit? Or why not?
Leverage the points.
Why not leverage the points? So even with American Express, I refer EP to my American Express.
Right.
I got him in the family. Now he got more American Express than me. That's another story. But
I can give him that play a little later.
every time I referred him, they gave him a free 10,000 points. Gave me free 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to travel, I'm buying flights for free.
Facts.
When I'm buying, you can use points on transactions. So if you
Mhm.
want to buy something, you got points. You can buy it for free. You get enough points. You can start your business off points. You can buy you some new clothes off points.
Right.
Shout out to Him 5. Him 5, everybody want to buy a designer.
Right.
He buy his whole family designer free off points.
Free out the points. You gotta
Me,
learn
I'm
how to
not
live.
really a designer guy. But that's another story.
Yeah.
But I think it's important just to establish how important credit is, and
Yes.
let's talk about the downsides of credit.
Yes.
How many people would you say? I don't know the numbers. I know a lot of people mess their credit up. You're in the credit repair business.
Right.
How many people are messing their credit up? 90?
Everybody.
And so explain how hard it can be or how much it costs to get it fixed.
Well, I mean, it depends on.
What you need done.
No, it just depends on who you go to.
Okay.
Some people charge 2,000. Some people charge 1,000. Some people charge 500. It just depends.
So it costs you for not being responsible.
Yeah. It's gonna cost you either way.
Yeah.
So if you have bad credit, let's say for instance, you get approved for a car,
Mm-hmm.
the interest rate is gonna be through the roof.
Mm.
So
So you're paying more than what you really should be
you're
paying.
paying more.
So you're losing money?
You're losing money.
Money that you could be doing something else with?
Exactly.
Oh.
So you can go finance a car, and somebody else with good credit can go finance a car, and you can be paying 10, 20,000 more than that person with good credit.
The same car?
The same exact car,
Why?
because you have bad credit and you're not trustworthy.
Mm.
So they give you a higher interest rate. Basically,
Preach.
I can go get a low interest rate, right? Maybe 5%, something like that. While somebody with bad credit, they slap you with a 20% interest rate.
So if sometimes people that have bad credit, when your interest rate is so high, the time you done paying off the car, you bought that car 3 times over. You bought 3 of those cars in that
Exactly.
one loan.
Exactly.
Wow.
So either way it go, it's credit repairs is an investment because it's going to save you money anyway, as far as credit repair and everything like that. So I mean, we can go a little bit into like credit repair.
Yeah.
As far as, because we already talked about how you can like build it from scratch, different credit builders and different accounts like Self, Credit Strong, Kickoff, Tomo Card, things of that nature. You can add those to your credit profile and everything like that. But what about the people with bad credit? They got collections, charge-offs.
So
negative
collections are,
items.
if you don't pay these people that loan you the money, credit cards, auto loans, all this, it's called a collection.
A collection.
A collection is basically like, Lil Ray across the street owe you $500,
Right.
and you tell him, all right, you coming after, you want your money.
Right.
What companies will do is they won't come after you. They'll hire somebody else to come after you.
Right.
So they'll get that neighborhood bully to go collect that money.
Right.
Remember Penny Proud and the purple girls used to come get her for that money. That's
Right.
what collection people do.
Right.
And so collection agencies that come after you for not paying your credit on time.
They're third-party companies. So for an example, I'm gonna include like a furniture.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, you were in contract with Capital One. You don't pay Capital One back at 30 days late, 60 days late,
90 days.
90 days late, 120, 150, boom. Next thing you know, Capital One like that, like I'm not gonna get my money from them at this point, right? So they charge it off.
So they have a collection agency. Collection agency, they pay for your debt. So let's say you owe Capital One $500.
Mm-hmm.
Capital One might not make the whole $500 back, but the collection agency might buy the debt for $100,
Right.
and they'll go collect the rest of the $400. And Capital One's like, oh, okay, I made $100 back out of that $500.
Right.
These banks are making billions of dollars.
Right.
They're writing off anything they
Right.
lose.
But what I tell people is that you never pay a collection.
You shouldn't.
You never pay a collection account because
Why don't you pay collections?
what you got to understand when it comes to laws and things of that nature, all debt is alleged. All debt is alleged.
What does that mean?
Which means you might owe it or you might not.
Mysterious.
Right.
Scooby-Doo.
If I owe this debt, prove it. That's basically what it is. That's what a collection is. What you got to understand is that Capital One charged off the debt. So they wrote it off as a loss, right? So they'll sell it to a collection company. The collection company, 9 times out of 10, all they did was buy a screenshot of the debt.
They don't know no information, nothing. They just seen.
Right.
They seen Lil Pablo.
Right.
You owe $400.
Right.
I'm finna come get you.
Right. All they did was buy a screenshot.
They unorganized. They don't have all
Unorganized.
your information, and so people just you so stressed. I'm gonna say this though. I don't condone you just getting loans and not paying them back.
Right. You definitely when you get them, you pay them back.
But if you're in
Definitely
a
pay 'em back.
situation
Yeah.
and you get a collection and you don't have the funds, there's ways around it.
Right. So what you can do is that you can send the collection company a simple debt validation letter. Google it. You can find a whole bunch of templates on Google.
You giving out some free sauce right now.
Free sauce. Free sauce. It's how you gonna delete a collection. It's multiple ways to delete stuff.
Like we say, trading perspectives.
Right. But this is one way. Just send them a debt validation letter. Right. Google it. Fix the letter up to your certain situation.
All right.
Send it to them. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to validate the debt because remember, they only buy screenshots. Right.
So-
Them sending you statements with your name on it is not validating any debt.
And let's say this. These collections, they be so unorganized. Something that's so simple as them not having the right letters in your name can get the debt removed.
Exactly.
They sometimes they be like, man, let's say my name Jalen. They got no Y in my Jalen. I'm like,
Right.
that ain't me.
That ain't me.
You know, I don't owe you 5,000.
Right.
Take that off my credit right now.
Right.
And they got to take it off by the law.
By the law. And it's like, you got to think about it too. You don't know, where did this collection company come from? You've never done business with them. In the U.S., when you do business, what do you always do? You sign a contract.
I didn't sign no contract with you.
You don't owe them any money.
My contract was with such and such,
It was with Capital One.
but Capital One's not coming after the money.
Right, because they wrote it off as a loss, so they can't even collect it anymore.
If you wrote off as loss, why are you still trying to get money from me?
It's crazy. They can't do that. It's a violation.
System's corrupt.
Stop paying collections. Keep your money in your pocket.
So EP, where
What's up?
can they find you?
Go on my Instagram, cgc.ep. It's the same thing on TikTok as well. I'm on YouTube too, Elijah Porter on YouTube. But yeah, that's where they can find me at and everything like
You
that.
on Facebook too?
Yeah, I got a Facebook too. I just started, posting reels on there and everything. You can just search up Elijah Porter. You'll find me on there.
Yeah. So, EP, where do you see your credit repair company within the next year?
The next year, like I say, I focus on input, right? So I'm not necessarily looking at money numbers, but I got to get to
Client base?
client numbers
Yeah.
because it's the values there. The money's going to come. So in the next year, I need
How many a week?
how many a week?
Yeah.
For the next year?
Yeah.
I need to help at least 10 clients a week.
So that's 500 people a year. And if you want to get your credit repaired, because I'm sure a lot of y'all's credit is messed up, ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? God put you through trials, and you're on a trial right now. You got to get over the hill.
Right.
You can go to EP's website or hit him up on Instagram to get a consultation for free.
Free consultation.
Free consultation.
Link is in my bio.
And so I'll make sure to tag this at the bottom of the video. And so get your life on track.
For sure.
Get your mindset right. Write your ideas down. Get your credit right. So if you do got that business idea, you can go make it happen.
Right, exactly. It all starts with credit. And I could give them, a little bit more sauce on the.
Give him sauce.
I bet.
Give him sauce. We got time. We got time. Give him some sauce. I'm listening.
Okay.
Give me some sauce.
Okay. Since we was talking about credit repair, let's just stick on that. Right. Now, we can talk about increase. So let's say, for example,
What's the two types?
soft and hard increase.
We talked about that earlier. Go back if you missed it.
Right. So hard inquiries are the one that actually show up on your credit profile. So, for example, let's say you go get a car, right? But you haven't been looking at my content, right? And you don't know that you need to go to the credit unions first.
Wait, is your content free?
It's free. Free game. CGC.EP on TikTok.
Go watch.
But you don't know that you need to go to a bank or lender first before you get the car.
Wait, I shouldn't get my loan through the car company I'm buying the car from?
No,
Why?
because they're gonna shop your credit around.
So, shop your credit. When I think shop, you know, I'm going to the grocery store and you know what I'm saying, it's a whole bunch of different people looking at different items. So
Right.
basically, like, there's a whole bunch of people gonna be looking at my credit.
Right.
But we said anytime somebody's looking at my credit, it's a what?
It's a hard inquiry.
So I would rather just want to have the loan or the funding already before I get there.
Exactly. So you go to the bank or lender, your local credit union. Go and get pre-approved for up to a certain amount first, and then you go take that to
So you already know what your interest rate is and everything before you
Right.
get there.
before
And so
even
what
get
you can do is go to the car company and negotiate the price down.
Right. Now you got purchasing power or negotiating power.
So they think you about to go through finance. So they might lower the price because they think
Right.
they finna hit you with 10%, but
Right.
you locked in at 4.5.
Exactly.
Dang.
So as far as hard inquiries, right? I'm gonna give y'all a simple way where you can remove them. Experian is the easiest, right?
What are the three main bureaus?
Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion.
What about business?
Experian, business, Equifax, business, and Dun & Bradstreet.
Let me say this. He's well educated in this. So, you know what I'm saying? Check him out. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, EP.
All right. So how you get rid of an inquiry? You can simply call Experian. Call Experian, right?
Wait, they got a phone number? Is that easy?
Yeah, they got a phone number. Just search it up.
All you
should
gotta
be
do is
able
just
to
pick up
find
the phone.
it. Pick up the phone and call them.
So just instead of not FaceTime your baby mama or somebody tonight, you
Just
can
call
call.
'em.
You can call and get your credit fixed.
Exactly. So what you want to do is you never want to remove an inquiry that's attached to an open account. Only the inquiries that are basically floating, right? They're not attached to any open account on your credit, right? So basically somebody checked your credit and they didn't give you a product, right? All you got to do is call. And just you want to speak to the fraud department, and then all you want to do is just tell them you got some unauthorized inquiries on your credit, and then that you need them removed. That's all you got to say.
Is that easy?
It's that easy.
So here's the thing, right? Credit repair, right? We talk about it all the time. You know, me and you know how easy it can be, or not so much easy, just the tedious it is, and people pay
Yeah.
for the
Mhm.
convenience.
Right.
But that just goes to show, like, man, if you don't got time and you that lazy, and you just pay EP to do it. He'll take care of you.
Yep.
And so I just want to say this. People pay for what they care about. So if you really got dreams and aspirations, get your
Sure.
credit right.
For
Or
sure.
build it right the first time, and you ain't got to pay for credit repair.
Exactly.
I ain't trying to take no funds away from you, but you know what I'm saying?
For
Like,
sure. Build it right off rip. And the thing is, I'm giving y'all a game. Y'all can do it yourself.
yeah. But
That's how you can remove inquiry.
they probably won't.
They probably won't. I give them something else to remove as well. Because,
Go
like,
ahead.
y'all can really do this yourself.
Go ahead.
All you need to do, go to my Instagram or my TikTok, right? Click my bio and get your 3 bureau credit report for $1, 7-day trial, right? Sign in, put all your information in, everything, answer security questions, do what you got to do. Get into the profile, right? You want to go to your report and you want to access your 3 bureau report. What that is where you see the 3 CRAs, credit reporting agencies, side by side. So you see Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion side by side on the same accounts.
All right.
Right. Now, basically, all you need to do is look at errors in the reporting. Right. Because you got to think about it. If TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax went to Capital One, right, to
Right.
get your information on that account,
Yeah.
everything should line up, right? It's the same account, same information,
Yeah.
right? But you're going to check and you're going to see that almost every single account has an error on it. The date open is wrong. The date of last activity. The date reported, the payment history is off. So find errors in the reporting and just point out the errors and send it to them via mail, certified mail.
Is that easy?
That's one way. Like I said, it's multiple ways.
Multiple ways. It gets
That's-
more advanced.
It gets way more advanced than that.
And that's why we go to the professionals for.
Right.
But let's say this though. Do you have to have to let them get your information pulled from credit bureaus?
What do you mean?
So let's say, we have our main three, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion,
Right.
on the personal side. A lot of people don't know those are not the only three credit bureaus.
Right.
We have smaller bureaus, Nexus, Lexus, all the rest of them, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to let them pull your information? Did you give them permission?
No, you didn't give them permission.
So if you didn't give someone permission to pull your information by law, can you opt out?
Yes. So what you can do, there's actually a law
Mm.
where, let me start at the secondary CRAs, right? LexisNexis, Sage, Stream, CoreLogic, things of that nature. You can opt out from their like report and everything like that. So basically, you just gotta tell them to freeze it, and then
So what does that do?
it basically stops people from looking at your report.
So do the smaller bureaus, who is the smaller bureaus giving the information to?
They're giving information to the big three.
TransUnion, Experian, and
Yep,
Equifax.
Equifax. Yep.
So if you opt out of the small bureaus, then you can stop the big bureaus from knocking on your credit or giving you some derogatory marks.
Yeah. Mhm.
What's the pros and cons for doing that?
So that's one way of credit repair. It's called like the validation tactic. So some people say, opt out of the secondaries and then basically write a letter to TransUnion talking about this is unverifiable, things of that nature. And then if they can't check the secondaries, then it is unverifiable, then they got to delete it. That's more so of an old way or how to do things, but you can still go that route, like the validation tactic, because all credit repair is that you need to basically have a valid reason of why this account is inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable. Right? And if it is one of those three, they have to remove it. So that's a good tactic as far as that. But going a little deeper into the law, yes, you can actually opt out from your information being reported anyway. For example, like let's say you got a car. Let me ask you this question, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
If any credit product you ever got, were you from the furnisher, aka Amex, anybody?
Yeah.
Did they give you an option to opt out of credit reporting?
No.
You're supposed to get an option. You got to realize we're consumers.
Right.
So we're the most powerful piece on the chessboard.
Without us, what
Without
can they
us is no them.
do? Right.
So it's laws that protect us. Right. So you can opt out. And if they don't give you a clear and conspicuous form or basically make it known that you can opt out, they're in violation of your rights.
EP.
What's up?
I think we gave them a lot of free game. I wanted to say, a lot of times episodes like this, when we give free information, people probably clicked off already.
Right.
So anybody that's stick through all the way through the episode, like, I hope you got some free game. And if you got any more questions, you can feel free to shoot me out on Instagram, EP out on Instagram. I want to
Sure.
say, just thank y'all for tuning into Trillion Perspectives.
For sure.
EP, anything, you want to say?
And just create y'all LLC today.
Take the leap of faith.
Create the LLC today. Get you some business funding. Structure it properly, right? Structure it properly before you even go file the LLC.
We're going to do another episode.
We're going to have to do another episode for that. We definitely is.
Because we just talk about the personal,
Right,
really.
we just talked about the personal. The business is where it gets fun. This is the business.
The
is
personal
where,
is to gateway the business.
exactly.
So, man, EP, that's why I enjoy talking to you so much. Because like, a lot of our people at our age is on the same mindset as we is.
Exactly.
And so, when you see these rappers and everybody, they got cars and, man, bro, there's businesses set up behind it. They're not paying cash.
Yeah.
You can have businesses where you're not liable for certain things, and you can take advantage of different tax brackets. Because like we all know, we hate Uncle Sam taking that check.
Right.
Even when you working at McDonald's, you was supposed to make that the $700. You only getting paid $482.
Right.
it's certain things you can do when you got that business set up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
You duplicate yourself. That's what you do.
EP, let's save it for the next episode.
For sure.
But you know what I'm saying, I just want to thank you for taking the time, EP, and I just want to really appreciate you for, you know, you pushed me, and you're a QP, quality person,
For sure.
because shout out to my boy Devon again and Evelyn. Just these three right here have really just made me go to the next level.
For sure.
And it's just like, man, it's 2023. I'm really following my dreams, shooting my podcast. EP is doing his credit repair business. Like, man, you started running advertisement. How many paid clients you have right now?
How many paid clients?
How long has it been, and how many paid clients do you have now?
It's been like, what, 3 months now?
Yeah.
3 or 4,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
I got like almost 50.
Do you want to disclose how much you charge for credit repair? Do you want to say for the consultation?
I charge $4.97 for credit repair.
So, $500, 50 people. How long has it been?
Like 4 months. And I do have a payment plan option too as well.
So wait, you ain't even got to pay all the bread at one time?
You don't.
Man, you got 50 clients. EP, I'm sorry. I got to do the math right now. I got to do the math. I'm sorry. Let me do the math real quick, bro. So you've been out of your job. Yo, $25,000. Some people make that in a year. He's made that in 3 months. And it's brand new. He ain't even really turned up for real.
It is, yeah, it's only the beginning. And like I say, I don't
Next year I'm saying 100,000. I might say 100,000 this year.
100K
100K.
minimum.
And so, you know what I'm saying, what we're going to do is, once you get that 100K, we're going to partner with the podcast. I want a weekly episode with you.
For sure.
And we take EYL to the younger generation.
For sure.
Shout out to EYL. If you don't know that, Earn Your Leisure. I just want to give some podcasts that people can watch to elevate their education game. We got Him 5, Bandman Kevo. I do want to give a disclaimer. Don't listen to everything. But, you know what I'm saying, shout out to them.
For sure.
They gave us some blueprints for sure. You know what I'm saying? Anything you do, you got to, you know, eat the meat, spit out the bones.
For sure.
I want to say, you know, make sure you're watching the Trillion Perspectives, because we're going to keep giving different perspectives on different ideas, the different things that's going on in the world. What's some other podcasts? Grant Cardone.
Right.
We got
You said $1 million worth of game already.
$1 million worth of game. You know what I'm saying? Just learn about different industries, and I love Gillian Wallow. And one
For
day
sure.
I'm gonna have him on our podcast.
For sure. Speak it out.
And
Like I said, you got to see it
you got to see
before
it
you
first.
sees it.
And so I definitely need $1 million. I need Wallow on here. I need shout out to Eric Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
I just finished his book UOU. And so if you want to be elevating your life and getting to the next level, you need to read. And so before I got really into self-improvement, I hadn't read a book in 7 years. You know them books you had to read in high school?
Yeah.
If my teachers was watching, I was not reading. If you are watching right now, I'm sorry, whoever
I
it
don't
was.
think nobody was reading them books, bro.
But I regret it.
Mm.
Not so much that I wasn't reading their books, that I wasn't reading at all.
Right.
I left some knowledge on the floor. So now I'm playing catch up.
Right. Now, this is why they program you to, because the books we read in school, don't nobody want to read them.
No.
So it makes us not like reading.
Yeah.
But all the knowledge is in reading.
Yeah. And so, another thing I want to do is I want to talk about is networking.
Yeah.
Let's
for
finish
sure.
off with networking, and
For sure.
we can turn the pod off.
For sure.
Have the right people around you. Go to conferences. Me and EP Devon just went to a conference a few months ago.
Right.
Schmitty the GOAT. Shout out to Schmitty.
Shout out Smitty.
Shout out Lamar.
For sure.
Big credit people in Chicago. Schmitty, if you watch, we just appreciate you, know what I'm saying? Showing out for the young folks. But you gotta network. And I'm still getting better at this. If you don't got a LinkedIn, get your LinkedIn today. You know what I'm saying? Get your Instagram and get your followers up.
Right. You should be producing.
Don't follow the girl that's
Nah,
Just
yeah.
got her cheeks out and she twerking. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's tempting.
She at the club every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Follow somebody that's gonna put some substance in your life, some value,
right.
and you know what I'm saying. And you know, surround yourself with some good people. You hanging out with some knuckleheads that's out here, they riding dirty with some dirty guns, they selling drugs, they popping perks and pills, and
Yeah.
man, it take one mistake to ruin your life.
Right. Right. Get around the right individuals, because if you around 5 bums, you're gonna be the 6th. If you're around 5 people that make 6 figures, you're gonna be the 6th. If you're around 5 millionaires, you're gonna be the 6th. It literally corresponds.
Corresponds. And so, man, when God put y'all in my life, I'm elevated right now.
Right.
And it's a different type of peace in my heart right now, because even I know I work at a job right now. I know this gonna take off, because I'm genuine. I'm giving it from the heart. I'm giving different perspectives. I'm going hard at it. And so if you go hard, man, it might take a year, 5 years. 5 years from now, I'm 21 now. I'll be 26. I'll be 27.
Right. Still young. Very young.
If this podcast takes 5 years to take off, I'm 27.
Hey, look. Delayed gratification.
Delayed.
We live in such a microwave society.
That everything gotta happen overnight.
It's ridiculous.
That's not how it works.
That's why everybody scam and go to jail and stuff like that.
That's
because they don't want to wait.
And I was still in the joy for my process, because so many times, you know what I'm saying, it's naturally for the flesh to have the jealousy in you. And we don't think about what God has really blessed us with. And I always, every podcast, I'm going to shine some light on what the Lord has given us.
Facts.
And I just want to say, just enjoy your process.
Right.
Enjoy the failures, because the failures is going to make you better. And I used to hate to fail. Like, I hate losing. Man, one thing I started learning to do is play chess.
Right. You don't lose, you learn.
I'm trash at chess. They be tearing me up at work, but it's just like, man, another thing is golf. Man, people don't understand golf in the corporate America life. That's networking.
That's
even if you don't like playing golf, go on that golf course.
You don't know. You never know who knows who.
It take one introduction,
exactly,
one person to change your life. So, man, if you gotta cut some homies off, cut them off. If you can't hang around them cousins that's drinking every weekend, they getting high, they spending all their money on weed, they can't even take their girl out and get them something to eat. You buying your girl Lunchables, like, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta switch your scenery up, because if you doing the same thing every day, that's a definition of insanity. You expecting to do the same thing and for your life to change. You gotta change some way. Right. So even with me, man, I was, I'm drinking, we going out, all this. That's not for me. And so, man, I'm really taking the time to learn myself and just experience different things and learn how to fail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even don't rush into being in a relationship.
That part.
And EP, I know we said, just talk about how important it is to have the right lady in your life. You know what I'm saying?
And it's very important.
I don't want to get too much in, your situation with your lady, but man, how important is it to just have a person you can just be at peace with, and you know what I'm saying, be that vent, or just have that healing energy on you when you having a long day at work, or just dealing with a lot of clients. You know what I'm saying?
It's very, very important, because this person is the person you can go to. You feel me? You can go to and just talk and everything like that. So it's very, very, very important when it comes to choosing your spouse and everything like that. You definitely want to choose a spouse that supports you.
Yeah.
That just knows you can that can push you to the next level.
Yeah.
Basically, because that's what you want in a spouse. You don't want to. You just want a spouse that keeps your head on right too, and just keeps you focused. Because if your head is all over the place, then
if y'all arguing every day,
yeah,
you fight, man, bro. She called police on you, go to jail.
Yeah,
like,
it's not,
man, bro. It's not worth it, bro.
Yeah,
life too short, man.
Yeah.
Like, even when I think about Wallow, man, I know going to jail changed his life, but man, if he had them 20 back, I know he up right now, but if he had them 20, he'd be a bad. and so, you know, Elijah, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're great at what you do. Keep
For
going.
sure.
You know, you always got your support over here. Anytime you want to come on the pod, just let me know,
For sure.
and we can make it happen. So just follow him on his socials. I want to say we out.